welcome to another session of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Three reviews up this week. First of which is 60 Parsecs from Robot Gentleman. Petty Fan is covering this one due to time constraints, so I shall turn it over to him.
All right. The major thing with base parsec or 60 parsecs rather is the trailers on the Steam page are kind of misleading in that it makes you think there's a lot more action than there is. But really the most action heavy thing is what they call the space drill, where you basically pick a cadet who's going to end up being the captain of your little escape vessel. And then, like it says on here, basically the nuclear apocalypse is happening. You need to grab a bunch of supplies and whatever crew you want to take and just get to an escape pod and leave. Because you are on a space, I guess, space station. And basically, Earth is about to be wiped out. Your space colony thing is about to be wiped out, and you need to get the hell out of Dodge. So you do that by grabbing stuff and getting out of there. And then after, it kind of starts in a little tutorial where you just need to start throwing stuff in the hole. And then you just kind of go from there. After this is you're kind of just drifting through space. And you just kind of need to survive. This game is very much like a text adventure almost. And like the most interesting part of it is the space drill. Like if this was more of the game, I'd be more interested, but once you get into the actual, I guess, survival part, it starts to get a little bland.
It kind of reminds me of the Away Team game we reviewed recently.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, there are definitely some thematic similarities.
And like, yeah, you have 60 seconds to get basically whatever you can carry. If you want to have a full crew, you can. If you want to have like just you and another crew member and a whole bunch of supplies, you can do that too.
So once you get into space, what are you doing?
You have a like mission control computer that kind of tells you, you know, you need to get, something's wrong with the ventilation. Send somebody to fix it, and then you pick who you want to go fix it, and just kind of go from there.
Can you go and do it yourself, or do you have to just tell people
Yes.
to do it?
You can either just tell people or go yourself.
And when you go yourself, do you is there like a mini game, or do you just go and
Nope.
do it? Huh.
Oh, and apparently, the impact can miss. So you have, more time to get more supplies.
Huh.
So I now have another 60 seconds to get whatever I want. And there's like, soup is obviously food. Sock puppets can help with crew psyche. There's a really basic crafting element.
Was that a gun?
Yes, you can once you get to the make planetfall, you can send your crewmates out to go hunt, basically.
And can you, if you go, are you walking around again, or?
It's all done in the background. Like, you basically send them off and there's nothing you can do. You're just kind of waiting till you progress to the next day.
It's a little weird. They seem to have put at least some effort into an engine here for this kind of thing.
Yeah, like, I wish they had the planet or the mission drill thing, like, you could actually like run around on the planet and do more things. And like, I apparently am getting really lucky here with a lot of the missiles missing, so I'm gonna have a really stocked ship.
Just don't make it so heavy that you can't take off.
I don't think weight's a factor. Which is weird.
I see that it mentions that there's some sort of relationship type thing.
Yeah,
how does that work?
There's eventually your crewmates can like either fall in love with you or each other or what have you. And then you can, they can either decide to fall in love and try to reproduce, or they don't. And yeah.
I assume the whole exploration and hunting thing is what affects this, I assume.
Yeah.
And I imagine other factors as well.
Like, the psyche is a big thing, If the crewmates are going crazy, they can attack each other. If food starts running low, they can resort to cannibalism.
Yeah.
There can be mutinies. All of that kind of crazy shenanigans. Like, this basically plays like a text adventure once you get off the ship, which kind of sucks for me personally. Like, yeah, you start off with the handbook, and there's a crafting machine that's currently unavailable because it's the first day. And then, Astro is the computerized assistant.
Are there a lot of different choices for crew members, or?
As far as I can tell, I think there's maybe 4 or 5. Then again, I don't know if, like, as you progress through, like, more runs, different people will populate the ship. And then, basically your, this is all you really see. Like, if somebody's hurt, they'll have a different posture. Everybody has different stats. They will eventually mention if they're hungry or not. And all it boils down to is, on this main computer monitor, they give you a brief rundown of the day. And then, like, my option is to give a speech. I can give one that goes off an agility check, an intelligence check, or a strength check, based on my character's stats.
So is the goal to find a new place to live, or is it just to keep going until someone finds you, or what?
Well, nobody's gonna find you. You're the last of humanity. Basically, you're gonna try and, recolonize. And, like, you can look up the strengths on the, like, computer on the wall. So, like, my character, his agility is flexible. He's highly intelligent, but he's not very strong. One of my crewmates is flexible, kind of smart, and averagely strong. I have one who's really dumb, but really strong. And somebody who's, kind of limber, smart, and also kind of fit. So, like, I can make one that appeals to my intelligence, or make a speech that goes off intelligence. Then I click this over here to end the day, and it just keeps going like that until you make planetfall, and then you can send somebody out to go investigate and find resources and all that jazz. And like what you do can either harm one of your crewmates, help one of them, injure one of them. You know, you're literally just making decisions, and if they basically fail like the background check it needs, they could get hurt, either mentally or physically. They could straight up die. They could decide they don't want to be with your group anymore and just leave. You know, they could decide to try and mutiny and attempt to kill you. So it's like your choices have consequences, but you know, there's not a whole lot on, to do.
Not a whole lot to do that could help sway it one way or another, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like it's a whole lot of just not interesting to me. Like it basically plays like a text adventure, like I said. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you were really into text adventures, I could see somebody, really enjoying this.
Maybe I should have played it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy text adventures.
Like, yeah, this isn't terrible. It's just another one of those not my cup of tea. Like, maybe if I had, like, if this was something on, like, my phone or something that I could just pick up and putz around with for, like, 5 minutes and then put it down and do something else.
Uh-huh.
And, like, there's also the crafting thing that just unlocked. So it takes certain amount of various resources, like, I guess science or chemicals, there's minerals, and power. And everything takes a certain amount of time. Like, I can craft a can of soup. It takes 10 science in 1 day. I could craft a sock puppet. It takes 10 science in 2 days. And
do you need to get materials for that, or?
Yeah, so eventually once you make Planetfall, you can start getting more materials. But right now it's just kind of going off what you scavenge from the, I guess, space station, space colony thing. And then the exploration thing where, once you hit a planet, you can go out and get stuff. And eventually, like, this cow artifact thing here, I'll have the option to basically melt that down for materials if I so desire. So I guess
So,
what were you gonna say?
So how was the audio?
The music's all right. It's very, very 60s interpretation of modern sci-fi kind of music.
Mm-hmm. Not your sort of thing.
Yeah, like I never really was into the classic sci-fi music personally.
Not a fan of theremins?
Yup. Theremins give me a headache personally. And I guess for price, this is currently going for $15 on Steam. It is also in a bundle with its, I guess, predecessor, 60 Seconds.
Yeah, that's the previous game.
Yeah, and that is for $20. Honestly, if you're into text adventures, this would be kind of something interesting. But if you're not, I would suggest just staying away. There's nothing here for you, really. Because I don't know if you're, like, play till you get essentially establish a colony, or if you're just playing till everyone dies and then you start again.
Right.
But yeah, all in all, Most of my real criticisms is I wish there was more active portions, like the space or the evacuation drill thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
Yeah,
they
like
had a Oregon Trail style hunting mini game or whatever. Because that's what I was originally thinking this was going to be, was kind of like Oregon Trail. But it never panned out like that.
I mean, a lot of Oregon Trail is text adventures too, but at least you can like go hunting and stuff.
Yeah, you have other mini games
Yeah,
and
got
more
direct
interaction.
interactivity.
Yeah. Like I could literally choose to steer them into a river and hope for the best. Or we could walk along the river and potentially get killed by Indians. The choice is up to you. Well, this one, the choices are kind of limited. And it's not clear what exactly each choice does. Like, I guess it depends on the stat checks, but it's still really too ambiguous for my liking. But all in all, it's alright if you're into this. So I guess I'm done here.
Okay. All right, so that'll about do it for 60 Parsecs. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review Steampunk Graveyard.